Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another As You Wow God video. Today I'll be showing you how to solo level in CG at level 57 as a mage. Let's begin with preparations. The talents are important. We're gonna pick up most of the frost tree with the exception of improved frostbolt, frostbite, shatter and winter's chill. In the arcane tree we're aiming to get arcane concentration and arcane meditation. The rest you can flex. For useful items, I would recommend Nifty Stopwatch and Skull of the Impending Doom, both of which are very handy for tricky situations. Keep in mind, however, that Nifty's is a 30-minute cooldown, but Skull is a 5-minute cooldown, making it available every run. For consumables, you can bring a lot of different things, such as lips, scrolls of your choosing, nature protection potions, grenades of your engineering, and noggin fogger elixir. The only mandatory items of consumables is mana potions, healing potions, a 60% mount, and feathers. The Ras Ashi adder is not a part of the pull itself, but it is a mob type that you might pull while trying to get into position before you pull. It's versus these mobs that the nature protection potion pre-potted can save you quite a few deaths. Also, beware that the mob has a thrash ability, meaning that if you pull it and reset it, if you then die and have to redo the run, the mob will have stored thrash, enabling it to almost one-shot you in a single GCD, so avoid letting the adders hit you if you've pulled them earlier in the same ID. One thing to always keep in mind during your setup is the Gurubashi Berserkers. These guys patrol around the Croc and Tiger area, and if you pull lines up wrong with their pathing, they'll ruin your run. The safest way is to pay attention to the way I handle the timings of the pathing, and also is the reason why you would want to bring Skull of the Impending Doom or a Nifty Stopwatch to kind of fiddle your way out of a tricky situation. Another thing that can mess you up are the fish in the water. The hook tooth frenzy are all over the water. Whenever you're slow falling across the water, there's a chance that one of the fish will daze you mid-air even though you're not in the water, because the Z-axis in WoW is super finicky. Usually you will want to prioritize having your barrier up for whenever you're slow falling across water, because if you get dazed mid-air, it's pretty much GG. There are 4 patrols you need to master in order to get consistent with CG runs. The first one is marked in red. This patrol starts at the X and moves towards the entrance. If you don't time it correctly, it will be right in your pathing during the pull, which almost always means a death. Safe timing is either when they're at the second bridge moving towards the entrance, or when they're moving back again across the first bridge. Those are your 2 green light spots to start the pull. Next up is the blue patrol, which is a berserker. Here you just need to wait until it passes the marked point before you begin. If you pull too early, it'll cut right through your kite path and ruin the run. The yellow and the purple berserker patrols are usually not an issue unless you die and have to reuse the same ID. If that happens, you can buy yourself time at the tiger area by running big circles around the end of the yellow patrol's path. But the purple patrol, you can use speed tools like Nifty Stopwatch or Skull of the Impending Doom to jump early and get past safely and keep the run alive. If you learn these 4 patrols and their timings, you'll avoid the most common mistakes that wipe new CG mages. Let's get into a video clip of me doing this at level 57, and I'll do some commentary over the video. At the end of this video, I'm going to put in a clip of how you as Alliance can go from Duskwood and take a shortcut to get into Solgurub without running into any elite mobs or any opposite faction, or very unlikely that you run into the opposite faction, because there's a way you can go behind CG and the run is super fast. It's way faster than running manually down from Duskwood to Stranglethorn Vale. So just skip to that part if you want to know how to get here fast. Get into a raid group, either get someone to invite you to a group, convert to raid, enter, or get someone to group you with your alt on the same account or have a second account. A bunch of different ways to do this. Let's get into the video. Starting a timer so you can keep track. Here's the talents that I use for this current run at level 57. You want to go from the right side of 57. Left side that you usually use for boosting is very risky at 57. You'll take a lot of damage and you might die. Way less risk on the right side here. The adder you see that are marked, skull marker, you will pull this if you don't do a certain blink here, but get to the bottom of the water, hook the right a bit, and then as soon as you see the opening here, you just blink through. That way you avoid pulling this adder. Barrier, mount up. This is not a fresh ID, by the way. I died trying to take the other way, the left side. So it's sort of a fresh ID, sort of not. The patrols will have moved a bit. But yeah. The left here so you don't pull the pack on the right. And jump up on this branch right here. This is an evade spot, a reset spot. We have the blue Berserker patrol here. That's the first one we need to time. If you remember from earlier in the video where I explained the patrols. Now we're waiting for the red patrol that's going to show up in front of me here in a bit. I bring a ornate spyglass. Should have mentioned this in the useful items. You don't actually need it. But if you bring an ornate spyglass, it increases your render distance, allowing you to render in the red patrol without moving up. Otherwise, you would have to walk up to around a torch up there to render them in a fresh ID. Mobs, they move slower when they're not rendered in. So the ornate spyglass is definitely worth getting. Use your scrolls here if you want. Spirit is nice. Armor is nice. You know, basically everything you can get is nice at this point. I didn't mention in the consumables section is that mighty what's it called? Troll's blood potion and defense potion is actually also really good. Mage blood potion also good. I don't know if it stacks with if everything stacks. You can check yourself. But as soon as the patrols are in position, I'm gonna jump. I have a cancelaura slow fall that I just clicked so I don't glide while jumping here. Otherwise, I might get sent into a direction that I don't want to follow. And maybe I get caught on something and the crocodiles catch up to me. So I will definitely recommend that you use a cancelaura macro for your slow fall. Put it in the description below. Stay on the right side here. You don't want to pull the left pack there. Wait for the crocodiles to catch up, or they might patrol or walk into the patrol on the left or pack on the left. Do a half circle here and don't be greedy. 57, you have to play it safe. You don't have to pull every single mob. Just get as much as you can. We're lucky and we get all of them. Slow fall. Make sure you barrier because there's a fish in the water that might daze you. Working the crocodile on the opposite side over there. And then we're going to glide over using the same slow fall as before. And then I'm going to counterspell. Usually there's actually a crocodile a bit closer. Yeah, we were in the water for a little bit there. A little bit risky if we get dazed, but it's fine. As soon as you can Nova the right one right there, right? Then you want to Nova. Make sure you get that Nova. Just be patient and Nova as soon as it's in range. Re-barrier. Hug the wall here. If you don't hug the wall, you're going to slide down into the water and die. You jump there, you can catch the branch and then walk straight up to the tree and blink through it as soon as you like touching it. Stay on the right side here. CS, the crocolisk down there. And then go on the right side of the tree here. I just noticed, oh shoot, the berserker is in the way. I'm kind of gauging it here and I can tell that it's probably not going to be in my way if I hurry. I just run up instantly and then I have blink available. I'm not using it. I'm going to walk up to the wall and then blink. So I kind of do like a sharp angle, right? Like a 90-degree angle blink. Because I don't know why, but in WoW, taking shortcuts and like, you know, instead of making a big arch, you like cut it short, mobs will just catch up to you. But if you try to like move far and straight, they won't catch up to you as easily. Blink here while you're in the water. I know you want to save that blink to blink through the tree, but you can just walk up here. Cancel all your slow fall, no issue. It's better to blink in the water to not get hit by the fish in the water. You can jump on the right here or the left. I prioritize the left side. Less chance of getting hit by a fish. I bandaged for 2 ticks here. Low fall. But as you can tell, I don't have barrier ready. I kind of just There's two fish on either side of me there, but if I jump on the right, there's kind of a fish right in front of me. You will body pull the crocodiles here that we just jumped over to, but at like 59, 60, you won't even pull them without, if you hug the side of. Here, I jump up at this little horn or tusk or whatever. It's an evade spot. Panic. You can banish the full here. Don't stay too long because then they'll reset, but you can like banish the full. I time for a barrier, which is what I was doing here. I had like 16 seconds left on my barrier, and I needed like just like 3-4 seconds less on that. I can re-barrier after I take some hits here. You see it take some hits. Nova, re-barrier, health pot. Cancelaura, slow fall. I kind of jump into the water and just walk up. You're going to be in the water no matter what. Just find a technique that works for you. Up to rank 1 mage armor. You don't need max rank. Rank 1 is fine. The mana regen while channeling does not scale with the higher rank. It's just resistances that scale. And obviously higher rank costs more mana. And we just want it for the mana regen. I use this big gap here. I aim towards the flower. You see the purple leaf thingy up there, right? And the big tree. Like somewhere in between there is perfectly fine. As a human. As a gnome, you can walk straight up to, you can look straight on, you know, look towards the bridge, straight on where the crocodiles are coming from and the tigers. Look the rope, jump, strafe, or yeah, jump, strafe onto the rope. You can't do that as a human consistently. But as a gnome, you can a bit further back on the bridge. Only race I've heard has issues with this. This is obviously anecdotally stories that I've been told is female undead. I haven't really heard any issues with gnomes, male undead, trolls. If you're watching this video and you're starting a fresh mage and you're like, which race should I play? If you're Alliance, I would play human. Spirit is very nice. As Horde, I would play troll male. It's obviously my preferentials. You can play whatever you want. But I will judge you for it. Because who plays undead female? Comment down below if you're an undead female enjoyer. I want to know what makes your brain tick. Here, what you want to prioritize is rank 1 Blizzard most of the time. At 57, it's actually crazy how much harder it is to do this at 57 versus 58. If you're watching this video and you are brand new to CG and you're like, oh, Assy is gonna teach me. I'm telling you right now, if you haven't done this before, wait until 58. It just becomes exponentially easier from 57 once you hit 58. It's not even a 2x, it's like a 4x easier. And then once you go from 58 to 59, it's like a 10x easier. It just becomes way easier the higher level you are. It does not get more difficult than 57, you know, sub 57 in here. The way that you gauge this, or the factors that's in play, is that your defense level is lower, bigger chance of getting crushed, bigger chance of getting dazed. Definitely level up your defense before you go in here, by the way. Max it out as much as you can within 5 skill points of your max. It will make a huge difference. What else? The mobs are orange to me, which will they will just resist most of my blizzard ticks. At 58, they rarely resist my blizzard ticks, so it just becomes way easier for the simple fact that less mobs will run through your blizzard like there are now. This feels like doing ZF, Sulfuric, level 40 in blizzard spec. Luckily, I have a video on CF how you can do it in Flame Strike spec, but we can't do Flame Strike spec in CG, unfortunately. Could be cool if you could. Yeah, it doesn't feel fun that they're running through, but you just don't be greedy like me. Like if those mobs, all those 4 crocodiles that was in range of me, didn't update their C axis, they would have one-shot me there and I would have been dead. Yeah, it gets easier at 58. If you're going crazy practicing this at 57, just wait until you're 58. whether you're 57, 58, 59, 60, whenever you're out of mana gems, whenever you're out of evocation, you will want to use rank 1 Blizzard and fish for clear casting procs. I would not max rank while the mobs are moving towards me, unless it's because I have a clear casting proc. Always rank 1 when they're moving towards me at 57, maybe even 58. Max rank them away, because if they run through your max rank while they're moving towards you and it's not a free cast, you're gonna have to cancel that cast halfway through. If you cast it while they're moving away, it doesn't really matter if they're running through it. You know, you have time to just channel the whole thing. I would say, however, whenever the cubs get low on HP, you want to just nuke them. You know, as soon as they get like a bit low, you want to nuke them, because otherwise they might run across the bridge and pull the packs behind you. It even happens at 60. But yeah, use your nades and CD. I am bad at doing this on this run because I'm so focused on not dying, because I'm also greeding a bit. Yeah, I'm max ranking. You see, not a clear casting max rank. I max rank and then I'm greedy. I'm like, no, I want one more tick, and then they walk up and hit me. You can mitigate this by not being a silly gooper like me. Just don't max rank when they're moving towards you. Jump up early if needed, just in case they block out on the Z-axis and they don't update it, and just keep walking towards you. If it happens to you, wiggle on the rope. Just like move back, like face your camera straight on to the rope so it's back and forth, and just move back on the rope to sort of update your Z-axis or your positioning. If there's anything that you're seeing on my screen that you're like, how did Acid get his UI to look like this or whatever, throw down a comment down below and I'll help you out. Usually, you can find the WeakAura add-on, macro, whatever it is, on my Discord, my channel Discord. You can find the link in the channel description of my YouTube channel. Or watch the video that I've made on my macro UI, WeakAura, whatever. I have like a MAGE guide video on that for everything I use. If there's something that you're watching on my screen, you're like, I want that, I probably have a video or it posted on my Discord. So check out those first. Or if it's not there, just comment down below and I'll hook you up with whatever it is. Yeah, rinse, repeat. Prioritize getting up your ice barrier as well. 57, you will want to have your ice barrier because they run through. At 58, and I don't need to. You don't need to reapply your barrier. Jesus, I'm having like a dry cough. XP is gonna start rolling in now. Giga XP. I think we end up at like 480k XP. Obviously that's rested, you know, per hour. If you want to increase the gold you get per hour in here, you can bring skinning. You can skin all of these mobs and add additional gold. There's also voodoo dolls at the tiger area that you can walk back to and loot. They're not worth that much, but you could if you want to. Sometimes there's a vein there. I think there's bloodvine maybe too. I'm not really sure about bloodvine. I don't have experience with that. I don't think there's anything you can pick that just drops off the mobs, right? But yeah, if you bring skinning, if you bring mining, you can add a little bit more gold as well. Personally, I would just bring skinning if I was to choose between the two, because I don't want to slow down my XP. Well, arguably skinning 50 plus mobs is probably as slow as running over to the tigers to mine a single vein. looks like we're gonna end up, I don't remember, like total XP gain is gonna be like 120 maybe. 122. Just divide that by 2 because we have rested XP, right? So after that is what we're getting. 62k XP non-rested for one run. About 225k XP per hour non-rested. But it looks really juice when you're rested, right? But yeah, this is a 16-minute run. Pretty good, pretty good. Make sure you set loot to free for all. That way you don't have to roll on everything. If you're wondering how I loot so fast, I have a shorts video on it. Check it out on the channel. To reset, you log out. If you're in group with your own alt on the same account, you log out, you log on to the alt. Wait a minute, it will swap lead. You reset, you log back in. In CG, actually, it's different than other dungeons. Other dungeons, they take you to the graveyard. CG, I think it's because it's a raid, it brings you to the entrance of the same ID. Once you reset from the alt, you run out on the mage, run back in, then you're in the new ID. You stay in the same ID, it can trick you because you can't really tell it's a new or old ID before you see that there's no crocodiles, right? But yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching, guys, and make sure you like, comment, and sub. If you have any questions, comment down below. And I would really appreciate you guys interacting with my content. It helps more than you think. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll roll the clip on how you can get from Duskwood CG as Alliance back way. It takes like 5-6 minutes, way faster than running normally. But yeah, see you guys.